Well, let's talk about your last fight, man. Obviously, you picked up a win, but
Sure.
it seemed like you weren't especially happy afterwards. So, now that you had a little time to compress and think about it, what did you think about your last fight?
Mentally, that was probably the hardest fight I've ever had. Just Benson's a good friend of mine. Not saying that punching a friend was hard, but just I've been there with him twice already. So our third fight, I thought he was gonna wrestle me. I really did. That was what I thought. Benson was short nose. I didn't have much game plan for the guy, so I was like, man, he's gonna do Benson. He's gonna pin me against the cage. He's gonna try and take me down. So I never wanted to get really overzealous with my punching or my kicking because I figured that's the opportune time for him to take me down. So I was real hesitant, and every time we get in a clinch, I would end up in a body lock on him. Like, wow, he's not even like trying. So it was just weird. It was like a flip on me. It was weird. He like flipped on me, and so yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people say Ben won the fight, you didn't, and like people attack me. It's weird, and I'm like, well, how are you guys attacking me? Like it had anything to do with the judge's decision, But like our first fight, I thought I won that fight, So it's just the big circle of craziness. And Ben's had a lot of close decisions on his side, and so I'm not taking anything away from him or anything from myself. It's the judges, you never know.
He straight up, he said, I have no hard feelings. He said the same thing. He's like, dude, Cowboy's my boy. It was a fight. It was close. No hard feelings. Are there lessons you can take out of that? I know you're always evolving as a fighter. Are there lessons you can take out of that to say, I got to do something different as I move forward?
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, getting put in those positions, that was first time for me to sorry.
No, don't worry.
Let me silence it. And so absolutely, and having to fight under the lights, it's hard. People at home talking, going to be watching this, like, man, Kevin, why didn't you should have just kicked him, or you should have just done this. Talk's cheap until you get in there, and then you really have to do it, Everyone wants to be a beast until it's time to do beast shit, and then, so pulling the trigger and making all those the right movements happen, it's hard to put it together, absolutely. So evolving, training, absolutely trying to figure out how I can, justify in my mind making the correct action in the fight.
I wonder because you've become really open with your fans. I mean, obviously you've always been open with fans,
Sure.
but man, you're one of the most active, answering people on
Sure.
Twitter and all that stuff. But it's weird because that opens you up to a lot of hate and criticism. You got to
Sure.
read all that at your mentions too, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what's that like? I mean, when you're rolling down in the RV or you're doing whatever you're doing, and you start going through that timeline, you're getting a lot of love, but you're getting a lot of hate
Sure,
too. So
absolutely.
what's that like, man?
I just like retweeting those people just because one. I mean, there's like everyone says, if people are hating on you, you're doing something right. I mean, that's I don't know. I hate away. I can't change anything. So I am who I am, and I'll never change for anybody. So if you don't like me, some people like me, some people don't. And I can't change their opinion. But a lot of people are like, Cowboy, I didn't like you, but now you're growing on me. So that's good, I guess, that side.
Some people say they hate interacting with the fans because they hate. So do you really do you enjoy going on Twitter and that stuff, or is it something you've learned to do? This is my job. I know I've got to.
It's fun going on there talking to people. Yeah, it's a good time. Some people, the hate people. I don't understand how they could just. I could never write some you read some comments that people write to other people. And you're like, damn, man, that's crazy. How they just get the nerve to write that. I'd feel bad writing that to someone I hated. Let alone just. So it's harsh. I don't know how people can do that. I'd like to see people say that to someone's face, change the world a little bit.
Right?
Yeah.
It's always funny. You put your address out there. You're like, dude, if you want to come say it, come say it.
Come anytime you want. Come on by.
Benson kind of pulled the Cowboy this weekend,
Sure.
right? And he's trying to say no, it wasn't emotional. It wasn't me wanting to get back in there. It was a measured, calculated choice and that
Sure.
sort of thing. But I mean, do you feel like Do you feel like he's taking this fight this weekend a little bit because of emotion from that fight?
I think Ben, so. I asked Ben kind of same thing. I was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he's like, "Nah, man. I look at it like this: me getting back in a title run in the 55 division, 7 fights in a row I'll have to win. I mean, we have the deepest division, man. It's hard." And he's like, at 70, I figured 2-3 wins put together puts me probably around a title shot. He's like, just my weight. I don't have to cut the weight, and just. Emotional, and I mean, he thought it was a solid move, and I was like, yeah, that fucking A, why not?
You got respect for him for doing it?
Absolutely, why not, man? I mean, Thatch is a killer. I've grown up with Thatch since I first started kickboxing, and he's good.
That's nuts. You kind of got the court-ordered time off, Daniel was like, you gotta take it. What do you think? Do you respect that? I mean, do you feel like it is the right decision? Yes, I do need to take some time off, or are you itching?
I'm itching, but we're good. I just signed another bout, so we're all right. I don't care. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, Cowboy, I need a fight in 2 weeks, but I feel unemployed. It's as crazy as that sounds. Like, I don't feel unemployed. I don't like how to word it correctly, but after a fight, I just like aimlessly wandering around, spending money, just town to town, just hanging out, but I don't have a date. All I need is a date. That's what I tell Dana and Joe. Like, just give me, even if it's like July, just give me, all right, July 4th, you know what I mean? So, what's up, brother? So that's really all I need is a date. So I got a date and I'm ready.
We can't say for sure you're fighting Khabib Nurmagomedov today, but let's assume you're fighting. If you were to fight a guy like Khabib Nurmagomedov, I mean, we talked about it before. Like, to me, this seems like a very, very tough matchup for you.
Sure.
Like, he's a straight-up wrestler. So, what about you interests this fight? Why is this the guy you want to fight?
Oh, I mean, this is the guy that allegedly they have. That's it. He's the only one left before getting the belt, So, stylistically, it's going to be a terrible fight, man. Just, I'm a striker. He's a wrestler, so I have to get my wrestle on, and negate his wrestling. And I don't know, man. But I'm excited. I like fighting. So, give a shit.
You're normally a guy that just says, I don't really do anything special, I just train, I get ready. But in a situation like this, where it's a guy that literally has one talent, one thing, one thing, like, he's not going to come in with the Benson.
No,
he's going to have an overhand right, and he's going to wrestle.
No.
Will you do something special for this? Will you bring in special coaches? Will you prepare a different way because this guy is so specific?
I mean, I'll probably definitely gauge my training more towards wrestling, sure, but you never know what he's going to do. I mean, he may try but I doubt it. Like, his striking's not top level. He's probably just going to try and wrestle shit out of me.
And is that frustrating for you? Like you said,
I want to fight. Like, I'm not only fight on a date, but like actually go in there and throw down. So for someone that wants to just come and try and wrestle on me, not make an entertaining fight, I hate that on my side because I don't give the fans what they want to see. I want to throw down, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
maybe he'll do it, huh?
Maybe he'll do it.
What's the next toy on the horizon? You got anything picked out that you're ready to buy?
No, we're pretty toyed out, to be honest with you.